Making a big change in your life is really scary. And everything that comes after that is scary too. Like the fear of the white page, like what to write, like not being a perfectionist. And sometimes it's not even about that. It's the fact that you're losing the identity that you've built so hard to build. Hi everybody, my name is Gabriella and I am a nurse, psychotherapist, life coach, and perfectionist in remission. And if you're also a perfectionist in remission, or you decide today that you want to be, come with me in this journey so we can all learn together. I want to tell you a bit about my story so you can see how that's applying in your life too. When I left nursing and became self-employed, I have went through this process of losing my identity, or actually feeling like I've lost my identity because I had put all of my eggs in one basket, and I was a nurse. This was who I was. However, the problem with that is when you don't have that anymore, who are you? The first thing I realized was that I do have an identity outside of being a nurse. And I had just forgotten it because this entire time I was building my life to become a nurse. And I kind of forgot who I was. So when I started working with my life coach, the first thing that we did together was a value research of who I was. What do I value? Who am I? What do I like? And these are so simple questions, but I'm asking you, do you know what your biggest values are? Do you know who you are? Do you know what you like outside of the job? Because you're not only that person that goes to work. For me, being a nurse was not just a job title. It meant that I was somebody that was helpful, I was empathetic, that I was responsible, and that people saw me in a certain way. And I saw myself in a certain way. I was feeling really proud of everything that I've been through to become a nurse. But one day, this is a very vulnerable story, but I do want to tell you, and maybe you have a similar experience. So one day when I was working a night shift, I went to the bathroom and I looked at myself in the mirror, and I could not recognize the person that was looking at me. The person was pale, there was no emotion, no energy, and I felt like, whoa, I got really scared. I was like, who is this? And it was like a slap in my face, but it was the slap in the face that I needed at that time. So maybe you've had a similar experience. When you look at yourself in the mirror, what do you see? Do you like the person that you are? Are you the person that you want to become? Let me know in the comments. And that's just to prove that we're so not alone. Like, everybody builds an identity around their job. So the more people that I have in the comments saying like, yes, 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 you will see that we have a whole community of people that are going through the same thing that you are. Secondly, when you're moving into a new chapter, you're also grieving the old version of yourself. And that shouldn't be taken for granted, because you're saying goodbye to a version of yourself, a community, the people that you used to work with, a sense of certainty, and potentially that was your whole life purpose, and the certainty of what your future would look like. However, you can grieve that and be excited for the future. And the advice I would like to give you here is to accept that this is part of the process of change. Grief is part of the process of change. And it's something that you're going to have to come to terms with. And that can be an entire other video. But yeah, losing a part of yourself is not easy. And becoming a different version of yourself is not easy either. But the thing that can help you move forward is to actually create that new identity from the bottom up. So this person that you want to be, this new version, the best version of yourself, what does she eat? How does she dress? Does she work all day, or does she work just a couple hours out of the day? What does this person value? Do they value more freedom? or security? Do they love dogs or they're afraid of dogs? I know, that's just a random thing, honestly. But yeah, get clear on who's that person. And actually, let's write it down in the comment. Who is the best version of themselves? Write it down. Write it down today. Like, why would you wait? Just write it down in the comments right now. And then you'll see that you're not alone in this. Once you know who's the person that you want to become, then the next step that you can do is to start taking evidence that this is actually happening. So, for example, I'm filming a YouTube video. So that means I'm a creator. I have proof that I can show, and I can remind myself that this is who I'm becoming. So if you're in the season that you just don't recognize yourself anymore, I want you to know this one thing. It's that losing identity is normal part of the process, and you're gonna lose some people in the way. And that can be okay, because you're gonna be building the new identity that you want to become. And the clearer you get on that, the easier, I promise, the easier it will get for you to achieve that goal. Like this video and subscribe to the channel if you want to learn how to live your life more authentically without being a perfectionist. And I will see you in the next video.